We gotta know, how did it happen?
Absolutely, and we will find out in just a second. But now it does seem like it's Erigaisi who is thinking. Okay, so let's see. Let's take it from the beginning. Fabiano started with e4, sort of expected, and we get the French. I haven't seen Erigaisi play that much French in his career, but I'm sure he has it in his repertoire. d4, d5, the French again. And Lini, you can already see the battle for the center once again, right? It's
so
already...
in fact, what you chose earlier was the French defense.
Yes!
Yes, the Magnus Carlsen, yes.
It's also my favorite opening. It is? Yes, it's a very good opening.
It's not a good opening, Lini.
It is
Don't
a
let them
great
teach you bad things.
Don't listen to it. Don't.
Don't let them teach you bad things. Knight f6.
Magnus also played French.
Again, the battle for the center continues. Let's see how he approaches this. e5, this is one of the ways. There's a lot of ways you can approach this. You can even take on d5 if you really want to. Bishop to g5 is one of the main lines. But e5 also one of the main lines as well. And now what White is trying to do is build up this very concentrated presence in the center, generally via f4. But it doesn't seem like Fabiano has those ideas in mind for the moment. What he's trying to do is create this pawn chain fishing. Will you explain us what a pawn chain is?
Yes, a pawn chain is just where there's a pawn at the base. In this case, the pawn on b2.
Yes.
And everything else is supported upwards.
Yes.
Now, if black captured the pawn on d4, for instance, the base of the pawn chain would shift there. And that would be the base that... So you always target the base because, like anything, you hit the foundation of a building, the whole thing collapses. That's the principle here.
I love it.
And you can see this whole French defense is about this chain. In this line, it is about this chain. White will often use his f-pawn as a lever to attack, to make the e6 pawn a new base, and then try to undermine that. And black is undermining on d4. So there's a simultaneous action.
Sometimes even go all the way to b4 to undermine on c3.
And now we see that Arjun has gone quite deep in his preparation, but we'll see. Now Fabi has played h4. He must have looked at it because you don't play h4 by mistake.
Of course.
In fact,
it's a
moves
novelty.
I've seen, moves I've seen before are f4
It's a
and knight
novelty?
f3.
At least according to my database, I don't
Novelty
see any games.
chess
I haven't
as
seen
a
it.
completely new move. I want to emphasize here for Lini and for our viewers that if this is a novelty, that is a big deal because in the chess database they collect all the recorded games from all these many years that chess has been around.
Hundreds
it's
of
an ancient
millions
game.
of games, probably.
Hundreds of millions of games, if not billions of chess games. In this case, black would be down a rook and a queen just for 2 minor pieces, but that pawn is threatening to promote and white needs to find a way to stop it.
Well, rook b8 seems like a decent way to start.
Yes, go for the king. Let the pawn promote, but go for the black king because the king's safety is #1 priority.
Somehow this allows the game to continue,
No,
right?
this isn't right. Let's see what's happening.
I
Let's
think
check in with the live position
Yes.
and where we are at.
rook to b8 was played first.
So instead of pushing the pawn, instead of going for the promotion,
No, but
Fabiano
wait,
pins
what
the
is this?
bishop.
93 check.
King e3.
Rook
Takes b7 and rook c7. Yeah. I think this is the easy way. Yeah. This is somewhat the easy way.
He wants to take the bishop and then go for that pawn before it promotes.
No more promotion for you. I will give up my rook for your last dangerous pawn. And then there's no way for you to stop my h pawn.
Then it's a girl.
Then it's a girl, yes. Let's see the resignation. I think we're going to have a resignation, guys.
And who
Rook to
also
b8.
already resigned is Sarah Khadem, just to mention that that result is just in Humpy Conner winning the 3 points for the classical win over Sarah.
Results are pouring in right now, and after this one is over, we will only have one more classical game remaining. That is the Magnus versus Wei, and we'll be back to that one immediately.
And that looks like it's going to be a blockbuster race.
Oh, yes, it will be.
So,
Oh, yes, it will be.
We've got something going.
Yes, it will be, and they're following the line that we just showed. And I do think that finally we're going to see the resignation.
He has been fighting, trying his best, Arjun Erigaisi, but this position is completely lost, unfortunately, for the world #3. And speaking of world #3, he is going to lose his world #3 spot because Fabiano will be world #3 on the live rating list after this win.
This is the worst result if you're keeping your spot because you're transferring 5 points to your opponents. It's a 10-point swing.
It's a 10-point swing.
That's a bit much.
It's a big one. It's a big rating swing. And there's a big rating swing between Gukesh and Hikaru as well, and they're fighting. Well, Gukesh already will collect his spoils right now and take the victory, take the full 3 points. What a bounce back victory after 2 wins in a row after losing with the white pieces against one of your toughest opponents.
And in classical chess, there is
there
the
you have it.
resignation. Resigns, and Fabiano, with the second win in a row in classical chess, he's taking the #3 spot on the world live rating list and also bouncing up on the standings here at Norway Chess. You see the players discussing some of the variations in the game and what went wrong earlier for